Hi guys, welcome back. So I forgot to record my intro to this video, and I'm actually just sitting down getting ready for the day, not doing anything really special. I did not have a look in mind. I just pulled out my palette and just kind of went with it. So I created this look. So if you want to see how I got this look and just hang out, shoot the shit, then just keep watching. Okay, so clearly, our lighting is kind of an issue. I'm not sitting in front of the window. I know I should be sitting in front of the window. That's the whole point of natural sunlight. But, I don't know. I should be, but I'm not. So, I don't know. I just thought I would hang out with you guys for a minute and get ready. And, I'm just going to go pick up my daughter, go hang out for a little bit. They go back to Vegas tonight. Bummer. It's just so nice to have her here. It's hard to let her go. It's just like the whole wound just gets opened again. I'm just using my one of my new favorites is the Hydrating Face Cream by Bobbi Brown. This is Amaze Balls. Amaze Balls. I'm just going to let that sit and do what it needs to do, because when you're doing any type of skincare or serums or anything like that, you want to let it sit on your skin and do what it's intended to do. So going in with product right over it is kind of like defeating the whole purpose of what you're putting on your skin. So you always want to wait a few minutes in between applying a serum, and then you want to wait, let it do what it needs to do. If you want to go in with another serum, do that, let it wait, let it sit on your skin, penetrate or whatever. And then you can go in with your next product. And then you can start with your foundation or whatever you're putting on your skin for the day. So clearly I've done my brows already, Sorry guys. I know I'm just being lazy right now, and I know I should be worried about the quality, but I'm just being lazy. I have no excuse other than the fact that I don't feel like moving everything in front of that window over there to my vanity, and I don't feel like flipping everything around here. And there's other places where I can record, but this is where I'm at. You guys can see me. It may not be super clear and as visible as I would like, but nevertheless, you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm using my Aphrodite palette from Bad Habit. I don't know if where did okay, so what was the website that we ordered all these things from, like all these products? These are all like, they say they're all dupes. I don't believe in dupes or anything. I think that there's products that are similar, like I've said before, but as far as a dupe for a palette or, well, basically palettes, that's a majority of what the dupes are, the dupes. But anyway, this is really pretty. This kind of looks like the Huda, one of the Huda palettes. It's really good formula. It's really good pigment. I mean, it's like, for being not high end, it's really good. So anywho, yeah, so I can't think of the website that I got all these palettes from. They went out of business, and I don't know what happened. Like, it was just like overnight, all of a sudden, like I started seeing like palettes going on sale, different products going on sale, and I'm like, whoa, like, so I was like picking them up. Even if I already had them, I was picking up the products because they were so dirt cheap, and they're already pretty reasonable to begin with. So yeah, it was really a bummer because, and I think we can go on to Bad Habit's website itself, like, and still get palettes, because they're really good palettes, you guys. Like, they're not drugstore. They're like high-end quality palettes. They perform, they're creamy, they're buttery. Everything that you would really want in a good eyeshadow palette. These palettes are, well, they're so worth it. And I would pay like $40 for one of these palettes because they're so similar to like Anastasia Huda palettes. So, and there it is. Sorry about that, you guys. I forgot to turn off my ringer, and that's so annoying. Oh my goodness. Especially because, like, oh, I don't want to complain. I don't want to complain. I really, like, don't want to get in the habit of complaining when something, like, annoys me. It's just, I guess I just need to just, like, go with the flow and just whatever. Don't let it, you know, steal any of my joy. It's just sometimes certain people, not saying any names, but sometimes they just really can get under your skin really easy, really quick. Just saying. I don't know what look I'm going for. I'm just literally just going for it. I always try to step a little bit out of the box, just, you know, just because I can, and it's just, I like to try different looks, but sometimes I end up, my eye ends up being like the same. Like, I start off, maybe if I started off with a different shade, I wouldn't end up with the same outcome, but whatevs, right? Do you guys have like a go-to look where you're just like, you find yourself like, it's just like you're comfortable with it, and it's like, you know, sometimes glam, but not like super intense glam? I turn a no makeup look into something all the time. I always say I'm going to do just a little bit, and little bit ends up being a lot. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, I went in with a lot of this product, and I don't know why I did that. I didn't even try to tap off. Let me try to build this over here, because this side over here got pretty intense really fast. So how is everybody's new year going thus far? Are you accomplishing things that you wanted to accomplish or start doing or stop doing? Like, what's going on? What's the haps in your life? You know, we're always talking about me. Like, let's talk about you guys. What do you guys struggle with? What do you guys like? Do you like full glam? Do you like makeup, period? Do you like bold looks? Do you like listening to story times? I know my channel is not quite established the way I want it to be, and you guys know that my goal is to grow my channel this year, especially and really putting more effort and more focus on my channel, because this is, like I said, something I'm going to continue to do. You know, it may take me years to get to a point where I would like to get to, but you know, I'm enjoying it while I'm doing it. And I'm not just talking to myself, because I know it's just like we're sitting here talking to ourselves, but not talking to ourselves. It took me a long time to blend that out, because I put so much. Just made the mistake. Sometimes when you're you're talking and you're doing videos, it's, you don't realize like how long you've been doing something. And yeah. So let me know down below, what are your favorite videos to watch? Like, do you like to watch like tutorials, chit chat, get readies with me? You know what? Honestly, like, I love, you know, watching videos, makeup videos, stories. I really have been like binge watching Bailey Sarian Murder Mystery Monday. Wait, how does she say it? Okay, so it's Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Monday. And I just think it's the coolest thing, and the stories are so interesting, and I'm intrigued by like true crime and like, you know, not like I love murder, but I mean the stories are so interesting, and it's just like what makes people tick, you know? And I like watching her videos. Like, I love watching her videos. I mean, who doesn't like to watch somebody who's doing makeup, something that we all love, most of us anyway, and listening to a, you know, a murder that's a true story. Like, I just think that's awesome, and I really enjoy them. And like, you know, I take, like you guys know, I take bubble baths every day, and for my pain, and so I like to lay in the bath and watch these videos. The one thing that just bothers, it's just, you know, it's frustrating. It's not, you know, it's not ruining my day or anything, but one of the things that really bothers me when I'm watching a really good video and you're like really getting into it, and then there's the ad. And I know, like, it's, you know, you have to have those ads, you know, to make money, but it's kind of annoying when you're really into a story and then it goes to a commercial. And sometimes, like for me, like if I'm in the bath, you know, I'll usually like dry my hands and then like just hit skip and just continue watching. But sometimes like I can't like dry my hands right away, and I'll just lay there, and it's like I'm not going to keep getting up and hitting skip. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not gonna. So that's the only thing that bothers me about watching videos. I love long videos like that just because, like I said, I take baths every day, bubble baths, hot baths, and I love watching the long videos because it'll usually last about the length of my bath, which is like 20-25 minutes. And so it's really nice to be able to watch a long video. It's just like the really short videos are cool, you know. They are a little bit informative, but you know, they fast forward through so much, and it's like you kind of get the gist of what their video was about, but it kind of goes so fast that you don't really, it's just like what happened, like, you know, and you got to go to another video and another video. And you know, they talk so fast because the editing is just like chop 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 chop, and it's like one word just like goes to the other word, and it's, you know, I know it's all part of editing, and I'm going to, you know, step up my game with my editing, but it's a little bit frustrating. Correct me if I'm the only one who feels that way. I know, you know, not everybody wants to watch a 50-minute video, but some people do, you know, some people do want to watch it. I'm going to quickly put some mascara, probably a wing on, and put some lashes on, and then just to save time, I'll be right back. Okay, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. I'm going to use this LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Long Wear Concealer. I haven't used this in a while. Let's just say a hot minute. This is a really good foundation, you guys. Like, I want to say it was like $3 or $4. Seriously, like, it's a good coverage foundation. It is long wearing. I haven't had any, like, it's not cakey or anything. This, like, I'm telling you, like, and this is an illuminating foundation. There's some gems, like, there are some serious gems that people just don't, I think they're just like, oh no, I don't want to try that, you know, it's cheap. But let me just tell you, because that is an illuminating foundation, I'm going to use a little bit of this for Sally Blur Primer. Kind of like a mattifying a little bit, but not really. So hard to, like, it's almost like this is like unsanitary. I mean, obviously it's on my face, but if I want to do somebody else's makeup, I don't know how sanitary this is. Should just put it like on my hand. Kind of messy too. Just kind of where I get a little bit oily, or where I have a little bit more texture. Now generally you should let this sit on your skin, like I said, and let it do what it needs to do. Just kind of let it dry. I'm just going to press it in just to kind of speed it up, and then use my little handy dandy fan, and this will just kind of dry it, you know. So I'm just going to use a little fluffy brush to put my concealer on. I'm just going to put the concealer, I mean the foundation, I'm just going to put it directly onto the brush. You could use a beauty blender or a beauty sponge. And remember, I know there's not rules, but I like to, and it's just a good rule of thumb, to start in the middle of your face and work your way out. I see a lot of girls like starting like over here and then going here, but this here generally is not where we need the most coverage. Like, it's just not. And I guess if you have really good skin, like clear, like from the middle to the hairline, you can start anywhere. And a lot of the girls I do watch have really super clear skin, and makeup is just a plus. It's not really needed, and sometimes the amount is not really needed. I just think that, you know, we like the flawless look, and you know, you want everything to be smooth and highlighted and bronzed and snatched. That was one pump of foundation, or was it like a pump and a little dot? Now I'm going to build it up just a little bit. Just a little, right where I have all these little freckles and discoloration. That brown spot right there. Bringing it down so I don't have a harsh line. I'm hearing things. I spook myself all the time. for good reason. I think I told you guys before, I don't know if I told you guys, I'm pretty sure I did, that I've always had like a little bit of paranormal stuff going on in my house. Like everybody knows, a lot of people have experienced stuff or seen stuff in my house. This one time in the condo that I lived in before this house, and I was there for 9 years almost. A lot went on there. Let me just say, there was a lot went on. There was a lot that went on and happened. And you know, anytime there's a lot of like arguing or fighting or just a lot of chaos going on in a house, and you experience some paranormal activity, or you know, just things happen, like you hear noises, you see shadows, and a lot of times this happens because of all the arguing and all the fighting, that it just draws in that, you know, that dark negative energy. And so it can happen, like, but for me, and like I said, for my family, like my mom, my daughters and I all have like the spidey sense. I told you guys this before. And you know, we kind of have a good, you know, we all have an intuition. I've said this before, but we have a little bit more than that. And you know, kind of sucks for other people because we kind of know what's up, but also we kind of sense things when something's happening or something bad is happening, or you know, if there's like a negative energy, we feel it. And that's kind of how it is, spirit wise. So one particular time, my daughter, she was like 14 at the time, my youngest daughter, she was in her room, she was on her computer, and she would always hear, like at night, she would always hear like somebody jiggling her doorknob. Like she was just always like scared, like, because she would always hear like something jiggling the doorknob, almost like it was like a little kid trying to, you know, open the door, but they're little kids and they can't really like turn the knob all the way. So it was kind of like that. And so she was always like a little bit spooked. And this one night she was on her laptop, and she was like facing, I don't know, she was sitting like on the floor on the side of the bed, but like on her laptop. And so she was like facing the window. And then in her laptop, she saw something behind her, and I think she was like Skyping or recording or doing something like that. And behind her, she saw like this face, like a demon face, and I saw it, and it was definitely a face. And it was just the freakiest, scariest thing ever. And you know, I do a lot of praying, I do a lot of cleansing, saging. I think at that time is when I really started doing like a lot of saging, because of all the like weird things that were happening. And like that wasn't the only thing, like there was always something happening, always sounds. I could be in the living room watching TV, and then down the hall in my bedroom, I could hear, like I would have to put the TV on mute because I would hear something. And you know, you live in a condo, so it's like, okay, you could also be hearing your neighbors, but this was coming from inside the house. And I could hear like if you got a shoebox, and I did have some shoe boxes under my bed. So it was like you got a shoebox and you like took the lid off, and maybe there was paper in there, and you're like taking the shoe out or whatever, just kind of like the tussling of paper. Or I had a box that had like a bunch of cards and stuff in it, and like it sounded like somebody was like in that box. So I like okay, there's nobody in the house, and let me just tiptoe down the hall and listen, and I didn't hear anything. And it was stuff like that. because it happened multiple times, and multiple times that exact same thing for me. Other people had other experiences. My ex, who did not believe in ghosts at all, like, you're crazy, like, he just didn't believe in ghosts at all. He was home by himself one day, and he heard like whispering. He heard like talking, just like whispering. That's all he said. He just heard like whispering. And so he was in the living room, and he said it was coming from like the washer dryer area, which was like the room, like the little area right before my bedroom. And my daughter's room was right across from the laundry area, so literally right next to my bedroom also. But so he heard this whispering. I think he was home from work and I was at work or something, and he got up, went to the bedroom and to the back area, towards the bedroom, I should say. Okay, so as he's walking down the hall, he could hear the whispering, and then it just stopped, and then he heard like a man's voice say, "Be quiet, he's coming." And he just like stood there, and then he was listening, and he didn't hear anything. Like, he stayed by the door, he stayed in that little area, and he didn't hear nothing. Like, it just went complete silent. And that's not the first time that he heard that. So then we went back in the living room, sat down, and then he could hear like a little kid like talking, and then the man telling him like, "Be quiet." And then that was like it for that particular incident. So I mean, they're definitely, you know, a lot of times too, these properties, maybe older properties too, you know, it depends what they're built on, what land they're built on. And sometimes they're built on like maybe old, you know, Indian burial grounds, or just, you know, you don't really know like what's under your house, like as far as the property goes. Like, for all you know, like there could have been like a cemetery, and maybe they didn't move all the plots or something, you know, all the caskets and everything. Like, it's possible, like those things are possible. And one other time, there's so many little stories, and maybe I'll just like split them up into story times. But this one other time, my mom was there, and I think it was around the time, it was shortly after I had my first surgery. So, you know, I had a lot of, like, she was coming and going, you know, not a lot of people, but some family, a couple friends would like come and go. And she was standing in my hallway, at the beginning of the hallway, which is like my dining room, and then you walk down, there's a bathroom to the right. Oh, I put this headband on because these little hairs always come forward when I'm trying to do this. So she was standing at the hallway, and she was like, then, okay, so then my ex walked in, and she turned around and she looked, she's like, "Whoa, like, that was weird." I was like, "What?" She's like, "I could have swore I just saw him standing by your bedroom door. Like, I thought he was already in the house." And it was like, whoa, like, what? She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I couldn't, like, I didn't see like a face. It wasn't like, you know, there was a face. I just assumed it was him. It was just like this tall man standing by the door, and she thought it was my ex, and he just walked in." And it was like, "Okay, I know you're here. Like, what do you want? You know, are you visiting? Are you, you know, passing through?" Like, you know, I always try to guide these spirits, or whatever they are, lost souls, you know. I want them to go to heaven, or I want them to be at peace. I don't want them to be stuck on earth. And, you know, if they're going to be stuck on earth, I want them to be nice ghosts, friendly ghosts, you know. I don't, you know, this is my house, you know, they don't have the right to, you know, be making noise and scaring you in your own home. Like, they're no longer alive, and some people say that, a lot of Christians will say that if there's like something in your house and you really think there's a ghost or something, that it's demonic, because they say that, a good spirit that has already gone to heaven isn't going to be lingering on earth. And so they just look at it as it's something demonic. And sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And that's a whole different story. Like, that's a whole different religion and beliefs in what they believe and how they believe and what they don't believe in is, it's a different thing. So yeah, my mom saw that, and my daughter saw the thing. I heard the noise in the bedroom. My ex heard the talking. We put a recorder. Oh, so this is what we did. Because my nephew's ex-wife does ghost hunting. She was even on TV. And so what you do is you ask some questions that you want answers to. Are you here? Who are you? Am I imagining things? Are you okay? Are you in danger? Are you trying to tell me something? Like, so you can ask questions. So we asked, it's like a little thing you do. So we asked questions. What do you want? Are you trying to give me a message? Like, stuff like that. Are you stuck, on earth? Like, what's the haps? Like, what's going on? Why are you here? Etc. And so you ask it questions, and then you set a recorder up, and then you go to bed. And when you get up in the morning, you hit your, you see what you recorded or what's been recorded. And so we did that one night, and you could hear, like, so what we did is we set it up. We went to bed. We're like, okay, let's go to bed. Good night. See you in the morning. And then you get up in the morning and you listen to what it recorded, and it picked up some really weird, it sounded like banging, and it happened shortly after we went to bed. So timing wise, it happened shortly after we went to bed, and it was almost like they were like, okay, they're in bed now, let's do this. And that's kind of how it was. It was like these noises started, happening, and you could hear like loud banging, and you couldn't hear that when we were asleep. Like, when you're in your room, like, you can't hear the stuff that supposedly was being recorded. And it's like, wait, I didn't hear any of that stuff, but the recorder picked it up. And then you could hear like whispering, you could hear like a growl. And this is like no shit. Like, you can ask anybody. Like, this is a true story. All these stories are true. They're not, they're not made up shit, and they're not like, being paranoid or whatever. Like, this is real stuff that has happened in my home. And it's kind of happened a little bit everywhere I've lived. It's pretty much happened. So, I'm not saying like there's ghosts that are following me, but I mean, I definitely have, connections to the other side, I guess, so to speak. And I'm not really scared. Like, I don't live in fear. I told you guys that before. Like, I don't live in fear. It's scary. It's creepy. Like, it's like I get spooked, but not to the point where, I mean, obviously if things are getting thrown at me or things are flying across the room, that's a different story. That's an entirely different story. But for the most part, like, I believe in all that. I've just seen entirely too much to not believe. And my ex, like, he didn't believe in any of that stuff. But after, hearing us, tell our little stories, and after what he experienced, he was like, yeah, like, that's freaking weird. Like, I know what I heard with my own ears. And but we all have that, like my mom has that sense, and she has stuff going on at her house. I think all my daughters have experienced something. I think even my son where he lives, he actually experienced stuff too. And I think he was like, I think he had researched or something and found like that his house was like over, I don't know what it was. The land, I think it was like specifically like over something that could have caused there to be like ghosts. But there was a lot of things that took place in that condo. You know, a lot of good and a lot of bad. But I'm really stuffed up. When am I not? Either my nose is running or my nose is dry. Like, make up your mind, nose. So I'm just going to use what I have here. I know I wasn't mentioning everything, but we're just talking, you know, just hanging out. And I'm just going to use my Benefit blush, this pretty corally blush. I can't see the shade, but you get the picture. It's so cute. It's like they come with these little mirrors. Like, how bougie, you know? How bougie. It's super affordable too. And some of the high-end stuff does not come with like mirrors. And it's like, wow, like this is super expensive and you're not coming with a mirror. And then some of the like drugstore or even just like the more reasonably priced high-end brands like have like these, this little blush has a mirror. Like, thank you, little guy. Like, you come in handy. I could do my mascara. I could see what's in my eye. I could put my lash on. Like, this really is cool, especially if you forget mirrors. Like, if you're traveling or whatever and you forget to have a mirror, it's so important to have mirrors on your palettes. Like, this palette has a full mirror, you know? It has a full mirror. And so I really appreciate palettes that have mirrors. Just saying. So I'm gonna do some more story times with stuff that's happened like in different houses. I have a really good juicy story that's real, and it's like really freaky, and there's no way at all that it's not true, and it can't be true because of the circumstances. And I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna do that story time real soon. I just want to like mix it up a little bit, you know. I want to do like makeup, I want to do story times, I want to do, you know, mental health stuff. I want to talk about things that, you know, pop into my mind, or things that I'm hearing a lot about around me, you know, things that are not true that I'm hearing, or just people's theories on different things that a lot of times, for the most part, people don't even really know what they're talking about. And I like to fact check, and I'm not always right. Obviously, I'm not always right. I think we all would like to think we're always right, but you know, sometimes we're wrong. It's a little hard admitting when you're wrong, but I mean, you know, sometimes I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm going to do a lip color, or if I'm just going to leave my lips and just do a balm. Balm, 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 balm. I want to use my Glossier lip gloss, but it's so tight that I literally have been trained to get this open. And I'm going to go get, oh, I have a little rubber thing right here. Not a rubber. Okay, not a condom. It's a little rubber thing that I have over my vanity to keep it from getting dirty. Why did they make this so tight? Oh my god. Like, I literally can't open this, you guys. Like, hold on a second, okay? Just like hold the phone. I got it open. I just got these two little rubber things. Like, you know those rubber like shelf liners that you put on shelves or whatever, or it keeps stuff from sliding? Like, I just have a big roll of it over there, and I just grabbed two pieces and just kind of twisted it. Like, this sucker was on for dear life. This is the Glossier lip gloss. I know you guys have probably seen it all over social media, Instagram, whatever. And it's just like the glossiest gloss in all the land. Other than my lip balms, like, this is my favorite other than lip glosses or liquid lips. This is just real simple, and I really want to try to get my pigment back in my lips. I told you guys I lost a lot of pigment all around here. So when I'm wearing lip gloss, my lip kind of disappears. See how it's like super, super shiny? Super wet. It looks really wet. Okay, well, I think we're done getting ready. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my hair yet. I'm just going to go in with my Urban Decay All-Nighter setting spray, and yeah, so let me know, you guys, what you want to hear. If you want to hear more of my ghost stories that are real stories, if you want to hear more about my life, let me know. I'm going to obviously just do them as, you know, they come into my mind, or something's heavy on my heart. I'll speak about it and I'll do a video about it, but let me know, you know, give me some ideas. This is a really good setting spray, but it stinks. I cannot lie, it stinks. Just doesn't smell good. I mean, it doesn't smell the worst, but it has a funky smell, and again, expensive products that smell like funk. Makes no sense. They need to take some tips from Huda, because her products smell amazing, and they're amazing products. Like for real, they're amazing products. I see some drops from the setting spray, so I like to go in if I see little drops and just kind of tap, just to further set everything in place. Kind of pick up any excess, like powder or anything, if you have too much under your eyes, just anywhere in general, just to kind of give you a little bit more of a flawless finish. Well, that's going to do it for today's chit chat. Get ready with me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. Give this video a like, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave me video ideas. I think I already said that, comments, questions, and suggestions, so that would be a video idea. And share my channel. Help me to grow, okay? Help me to grow, share it. I get some views. I get a lot of views. Thank you so much for viewing my videos and spending time. And if you watch all the way to the end of my videos, thank you. You're amazing, because I know most of my videos are pretty long. But I myself like juicy videos. I myself like when people don't cut everything out of their videos, and it just seems like, you know, you like to see a little bit of realness in people. And Bailey Sarian is very humble, beautiful. She's gorgeous, and she's funny, and she doesn't cut a lot of shit out. Like, obviously she edits her videos, but she doesn't cut a lot of shit out. And those things are like, who wants to watch a 5-minute video? Like, I can understand if you're doing, like, as part of your, like, a 5-minute glam, like, out the door type thing, you know, there's a whole point to it. But I don't want to constantly be flicking, you know, scrolling for videos. Like, I want to watch a video that's going to be long and interesting, and wow, you know, you're doing your makeup. I do my makeup and watch her videos, and I binge watch, because the stories, I've seen a lot of the serial killer stories and the conspiracy theories and stuff like that, so I've heard a lot about it, and but there's some things that she's talked about, stories that I haven't heard of, so it's really interesting. You should go check her out on YouTube and Instagram. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.